Now, was there, and again, you get a sense once you hit sophomore year, I guess, of high school. I did that. I was a pretty good player, and I'd probably go on to play in college. Did you get a sense though, or when did you get that sense that you have a real chance here to win national awards? What was the jumping off point for you? What year was it? And really, when was it that you kind of realized, hey, look, I could be something special here? Of course, internalizing that, but realizing that you have a pretty bright future ahead of you throughout high school.
It's funny. It kind of took it went like this and then dropped off before it came back up again. I had only really played locally growing up, and
Hmm.
my freshman year in high school, I went and played on this national stage, and I thought I was a pretty good athlete. I was good enough to make this team, and then I went from town ball to national ball like that. It was
Hmm.
like missing, next state over ball. I felt like I was so overmatched. I think I bet at 136 my freshman year. I would only play when we were up by a lot or down by a lot. Most of the time I struck out. I mean, I couldn't even catch a ball at first base. It was like it would hit me right in the chest sometimes. And I was like, and I remember coming down at the end of that year and telling my parents, like, listen, like, we're not wasting our money anymore. I clearly cannot play in college. Like, you can take me off this team. And my dad, really, he was like, listen, let's stick it out. Let's at least go to nationals. And it was one of those things where we got to nationals and talk about like the last 13 months clicking for me. It clicked at that moment. And it was in that tournament where I hit against a girl who was going to play at Arizona State that year. I hit again. My hitting finally came together. And of course, I think once physical and mental talent kind of clicks and you have the physical maturity that comes with your freshman, sophomore year in high school, that, everything came together at once. And it really wasn't until my sophomore fall, right after that, that I was like, okay, I can do this on a national stage. But I mean, talk about being at the depths of the bottom
Well,
thinking confidently I can do that.
it's funny because my freshman year, I was on an American Legion team and I hit 531. And I felt great about myself, but there was always that internal question mark, I guess that's for lack of a better term, that I had wondering if I could hit growing up in southern New Jersey against some of the best pitchers. I had one pitcher my sophomore year um, who I faced, I think it was like the sixth game, and I was hitting okay, but he was real competition. He was going off to pitch at Elon University at the time, and I think they are still a pretty big time program, although I prefer coastal players. Nevertheless, he was going off to Elon University, and I actually ended up going 2 for 3 off him. So there was that jumping point for me where I thought, okay, now I think I can really compete here at this level and maybe levels beyond that. And I think all athletes have to really go through that.
I was just going to say that so many, I wait for that aha moment, and
Yes.
you can tell an athlete till they're blue in the face, you got this, you're doing well. And, it's funny because I actually thought with the metrics era, you would get athletes who would like look at their metrics, compare them, be like, oh, I'm there. But like, you
Right.
still have athletes who are like, well, I can do this in the cage, but it hasn't happened for me in the game yet. And it really is that moment where they come back, or I get the text where I'm like, okay, they realize it now. They realize they're in control of their future, and they can start to see all
Mhm.
of this coming together for them.
Yeah, we'll be talking a lot about as the show moves along here through the weeks about metrics and taking your practice sessions into games. Be sure to subscribe and leave a review for our show. Again, cross functionality, we do greatly appreciate it on Apple, Google, and Spotify. And of course, our YouTube page as well. I'm going to let you plug the YouTube page really quick.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have a lot of videos up there.
Softball Strength Academy. So that's been the offshoot of our main company we started 9 years ago. It's really just been, it started off as a small program I was running at the gym. And in order to try to reach people, I was just posting. And it's been about 8 years of posting. I have a ton of drills on there. I have a ton of conceptual videos. And now we're going to have obviously our podcast on there too. So
Yes.
all things hitting, all things sometimes fielding, all things softball, baseball, it's up there.
So